Let's get our first contribution in. As small or as big as it can be. Let's get one in, and then we'll begin with the game. Let's get one thing going to get momentum start. Who's going to be the very first person to hit the leaderboard tonight? You know what they say. When it comes to contributions, strike first and strike hard. There you go. No mercy. No limits. No mercy and no limits. Who's going to strike first? Who's going to strike hard? Like Cobra Kai.
If you have managed to make it this far onto the internet without learning who Darksydephil is, I am so sorry I'm about to ruin that for you. I thought I was just like you. I thought I had made it this far in my life without knowing who he was at all. And then I saw a post about him and I looked it up on YouTube, and it turns out there's a 7-year-old Darksydephil down the rabbit hole video that I at some point watched. So I know who he is. Content creation, streaming, making videos on YouTube is a full-time job for a lot of people. For most of us, you want to get to a point where you're living off your ad revenue, where the videos that you make are paying for your life and anything extra is that just extra. I had somebody give me $2 in the comments once and I felt really bad because it feels like I'm not offering anything for those. There's no transaction there. I'm not Dr. Ryan Taraban going, I want you to tip me proportionally to whatever you got out of this video. If you think that the information I provided is worth $25, tip me $25. Why would I do that? I just yap. Back to Darksydephil. Here's a man who apparently got really big on old school YouTube, where people posted Let's Plays, didn't need a narrative, and didn't think about their thumbnails too much. And when YouTube changed and evolved and became what it is now, Phil decided he was too good for that. That the content that he made was perfect, and instead of evolving with it, he would sit here and he would beg for money. So that's what he does. He starts his streams and he goes, all right, who's gonna super chat first? Who's gonna send me money first? Who's going to give me all their money? And when someone finally does.
We got a Nigerian super chat. Let's take a look here. NGN to USD. So your 400 Nigerian super chat is only 27 cents. So I don't even count it. It doesn't even register on the Richter scale for me. So that's just a waste of time.
That was 4 minutes, by the way. 4 minutes after this man was begging for somebody to give him a super chat, a sub, money in general. He's like, all right, but that one doesn't count. So we're not very far in, but let's summarize what just happened. This 42-year-old man who got left behind by YouTube's algorithm long ago is sitting here streaming begging for money. And I mean that, begging for money. He's sitting here staring at a camera going, all right, who's going to super chat first? Not just casually playing a game and going, hey, if you guys want to drop a Prime sub over on Twitch, you can. He's sitting here begging for money. And when he finally gets it, it's not enough. When he finally gets it, he goes, you know what? That doesn't even count. And the wildest part is there were 200 concurrent viewers watching this. Are these people there because they like him? They like the content? They like whatever's outside of this begging? It's been 5 minutes and it's all I've seen. Or are they there because they want to make fun of him? I don't know how many of these people are there to laugh at him, and I don't know how many of these people are there because they genuinely want to support him, and if so, for what reason? The internet does not seem to like this person. So did his early following just stick around because they felt bad? Is that who we have here? I don't think I'm ever going to know, but it's wild to me that someone can seem incredibly unlikable, be incredibly unlikable, beg for subs, beg for money, beg for memberships, I guess, since it's on YouTube, and still have any sort of an audience. Like, I don't know how long these streams are, but is that what you're sitting there for? Oh, I'm so excited for Phil's next stream. 3 hours of him going, all right, what country can I make fun of today for their currency not being worth as much as I want? Francs, dude? I don't know how much a franc is. Now, I don't know how much 400 NGN is compared to your monthly salary. Google isn't going to help me that much when these are real people and you don't actually know how much money they make, and the average salary probably doesn't reflect the average person. But to beg your stream for money and then to make fun of them for the amount of money that they give you is dumb. When you've made an entire job out of just sitting there begging. Your audience, your fans, your friends don't owe you anything. They don't even have to be there if they don't want to, and you can't blame them for that. These are just the people I don't understand supporting. Like, there are so many beautiful people on Twitch who are never going to have 200 viewers and who would love to and who would do really well doing so. But the guy sitting here complaining about money, which in other videos I've seen about him now, because over the last week I've seen plenty of videos about him, he seems to be doing pretty okay. When your memberships cost $4 and you have over 1,000 pretty consistently, and that's outside of how much you make in streaming and with ad revenue, I think you're pretty okay.
But I did receive a tip, and that tip is $2.
Let's go. We're moving up. $2. Who needs 27 cents when you got $2, dude?
The beginner's guide, eh?
Hey, like, I wonder if his stream is just like, give me money, Ah, interesting, Hey.
And I received a $10 tip. You see, these are definitely registering on my Richter scale. It's
Brother, who is giving him money? It worked. He was like 27 cents. No, thank you. $2. We're getting there. 10. Cool. We're up to 12.27. All right. Also, Nigeria loves DSP gaming. Are Nigerian tips not accepted in the DSP community? That's so sad in the bottom right corner.
$10 tip for Mars Inhabitant. As one generation Mars Inhabitant, this is all I have. Speaking of Cobra Kai, I'm not your sensei or father figure or mentor, but thank you for understanding. Correct. That is correct, Mars Inhabitant, because in reality, you have nothing to teach me.
Also, listen, I'm not saying it's pro wrestling. I'm just saying a lot of the weird men that we've looked at have been in some way obsessed with pro wrestling. Like we have the Hulk Hogan thing going on over there and down here. And like that wrestling otaku dude. How this man found a wife, I will never know. Good for him. Love is love.
That's correct. I could never learn anything from you.
That's actually just so funny to me. Like he takes that comment seriously. Like, that's correct. I can never learn anything from you. I need to pay for this.
So we're up to $12 of support so far tonight with those first 2 tips. That's great. Now, can we get our first super chat of the night, our first gifted sub of the night, and our first membership of the night? Let's get it all in, so spread around, and then we'll begin.
If I'm ever begging any of you all for money like this, unsub. Send me Cash App requests. Make me pay you.
No, Nigerian contributions are welcome. They just have to be like $1 or more. I don't shout out anything under $1 at all. That's a waste of time.
Well, now he knows. Now he knows not to shout out anything that's under 1600 NGN.
Clay JT, what is 1237 or 1227? What are you talking about?
It's math, dude. That's how much money you're at.
Oh, that's right. You guys want me to do the pose? Oh, I forgot all about this. People want me to do it. Are you ready? So, all right, how about this? Let's get 1 contribution of each type. Let's get 1 super chat, 1 membership, and 1 sub right now. Right now.
This is so hard to watch. Also, what pose are you talking about? Like, what kind of Team Rocket type anime villain do you have to be like, yeah, I'll hit my signature pose if you donate enough money. But I'm not going to do it for free. You peasants can't afford that. You could give me 1,000,000 tries and I don't think I would guess what this pose is. Like Captain Quark, Ratchet and Clank strike a pose. It's hard to make fun of someone who doesn't realize the way that he makes people laugh is by being laughed at. How do I take this man going, oh yeah, I'll hit the pose for a certain amount of money and add anything to it when it's all there, dude? Oh, he has another camera too. He's waiting. Hit the pose. Hit the pose. Hit the pose.
Right now. Let's get one.
He laughs it off like he's not completely serious, and that is wild to me.
Is it working? It worked yesterday.
The timing on this is wild.
Nigerian currency is called Nairas. I don't care. They're not worth much.
I don't care. They're not worth much. Immediately, as Nigeria loves DSPGaming, who he just made fun of for only donating 27 cents, donates a membership.
Oh, now we got a Nigerian gifted membership. Are you kidding me? What is that worth? Like 2 cents? Are you kidding me? A Nigerian membership? Come on.
Oh, that's wild.
A Nigerian membership.
I feel like you have to have an asterisk at this point. Just say it. Just, okay, let's do it. If you want me to hit the pose, that would be wild. He hits the Wakanda Forever. If you want me to hit the Wakanda Forever, let's get some super chats. Let's get some memberships. Let's get some subs gifted, just not from Nigeria. I need enough of your money to not know that I'm wasting it once I get it.
That doesn't count. It doesn't count. Dante's Inferno with a 2-month membership, does this count? No, it does not count because that is just a pop-up message to signify that you previously re-upped your membership. That is not a legit new membership for now, so that does not count either.
Can you ban this dude? He's playing games. Send him to the Shadow Realm with that 2 cents. You want to ban the Nigerian dude who donated 400 NGN and then gifted a membership? Why? Because the currency is different?
Send who to the Shadow Realm? The Nigerian guy? No, I think that having a Nigerian guy around is funny.
Definitely a way to say that.
There's the 1 gifted membership. It's worth like a penny, right? He did 400 Nigerian rubles or whatever it was, and it was worth 27 cents.
At this point, he's just holding his content for a ransom. I'm not starting stream, really, until you give me this amount of money. I doubt whatever he does stream, whatever video games he plays, whatever personality he actually has is worth any of this. And I feel so bad for the 198 people still watching the stream at this point. Oh,
That's up to
somebody said
14
it. So every stream you're going to hold hostage until you get enough money. New YouTube meta.
bucks of support. Now let's get a real member and let's get our first sub. Who's going to be our first gifted sub over on Kick? Or who's going to be our first legit sub over on Kick? Maybe someone wants to join. We have 77 legit, ongoing, recurring paid subs over on Kick. And we have hundreds upon hundreds of gifted subs. So...
This just seems like so much. It seems like you're making enough money to just work, to just start the actual content part of this, not to just sit here and just hold your content hostage. Do people want to watch him this bad? What does he do? One of the comments said he spent $200,000 on the WWE game. Is that what he does? So the rest of that video is him filibustering his own stream. Won't start, just casually sits down, looks at the camera, reads some chats and goes, all right, guys. Let's get a membership going. That one doesn't count. Let's get a membership going. Nope, that's your 16-month re-membership. That one doesn't count. Let's get a new membership going. All right, super chat. Let's get a couple of kick subs. Cool. Great. Not like that though. Brother, you're 42. If your entire stream is just begging for money, sure, whatever. Not my business. But I want to know what's up with the people that support him. How do you sit through that? Like, that's a genuine question. If any of you are DSP fans, I get so many comments whenever I make videos about anyone, really, whether it was Jake Doolittle, Ethan Klein, I get so many comments that end up going, I watched them when they started because I could relate to this. In Jake Doolittle specifically, a lot of people in my comments have said, I watched him because I was disabled. And it was nice to see someone in the community like me represent us. However, I had to stop watching him because there's a point every time where someone says or does something that tells you who they are. It's fine to make mistakes. We all will at some point. And if this was a one-off, and if one time he just crashed out and said, oh, please give me money, sure. It happens. When your entire personality has become this because you refuse to change alongside the platform that platforms you, it's weird. And I struggle to say you're the problem because he's not the only one like this. And he still has 200 viewers. So what do I take away from this? What do I say? What do I do? How do you tell someone who is making money that they're doing it the wrong way and get through to them? If people are donating to him, it makes me feel like they're donating because they feel bad. And it's not just this. There are videos and videos and videos and videos. All the way from the long form one I've seen to August the Duck to even Turkey Tom calling this man out, going, this is what you do, dude. This is what you want to do with your free time. But people still like him. And how wrong can someone be when they still have an audience? Morally, sure. Fundamentally, yeah, even. But how do you explain to someone that they're doing something wrong when it's still profitable? Leading up to this, over the last week, I have watched a couple more videos about him. And one of the things that August the Duck said was he's not surprised that people like him exist. And he's right. It's not surprising that people like this exist. However, I'm surprised when they're as successful as they are. It is a consequence of having been successful early on in YouTube and then fading into obscurity, but retaining some of your audience and now not having enough of an audience to make the ad revenue that you need. So begging the audience that you have left over to subsidize that. I just don't think that's how that should be done. Matthew Santoro's been making videos again. I forgot about him completely. And they're nowhere near as successful as his old ones were. And they're probably never going to be. But he's having fun. And he's streaming on Twitch. And he's playing Domino Dreams. And he's vibing. Regardless of whether or not he'll ever make the type of money he was making one day, he's enjoying the process of rediscovering content creation. And maybe that's what you need when you didn't burn out, but the platform that you loved left you. Maybe you need to rediscover content creation and change the way you go about it. I've had the conversation of old YouTube so many times because I have so many friends who are content creators, whether that's on Twitch or YouTube. So many of my friends that aren't currently full-time have at some point dropped the, oh, I wish I got started on YouTube in 2007 when I could have just posted Let's Plays and been successful. Me too. But I'll take it back if it means I would have ended up like this guy. I'd rather have the audience I have now and grow it the way it's growing now, being myself with my thoughts, my opinions, my feelings, every real part about me, even the ones I don't like, than to force the molded shell of myself to beg for the attention and for the money that I once needed. I don't want to talk about this man's marriage. I really don't. But I've said this before about other people. My girlfriend watches every single one of my videos. And if she had to sit there and watch me beg for money for 15 minutes, oh, brother, I'm going to call it there. Thank you all for sitting with me. I wanted a bit of a shorter video today because I had to set everything back up. And so I wanted to make sure that everything looked fine. So hopefully it was cool. Hopefully it's not like 50 minutes. We all got Toast back. So thank you all for sitting with me and for sitting with Toast. This is my favorite thing to do. You're my favorite people to do it with. And you don't have to say goodbye to me or Phil, but consider saying goodbye to Toast. You know how much attention this woman needs? She was so sad not to be in a video for 3 weeks, or she forgot about us.